Hi everyone, I'm Taylor Wessel, holistic nutritionist and founder of Tailored Health. Today we're doing things a little bit different. I have a guest speaker that I'm going to be interviewing and kind of doing this YouTube with, Mindy Lovell. And Mindy started off as a microgreens farmer, and she now has her own company called Microgreen Directory, where she is connecting consumers just like you to local farmers around the country. So I will give her an opportunity to talk more about her business and share this great resource with you. But the reason that we're doing this video today is that I had such great feedback and turnout on my video on the health benefits of microgreens. And that's actually how Mindy found me. And I thought we'd take it to the next step and kind of dive a little bit deeper on this and share Mindy's wonderful resource with you. Mindy, thanks for coming on today. We're excited to talk to you and learn more about microgreens.
Thanks. We're excited to be here.
So today, let's start off by talking about the many health benefits of microgreens. Many of you might be hearing about microgreens for the first time. And given that I work with a lot of busy professionals, especially women who are doing way too much and they don't have the time, the energy, or even the desire to spend all day in the kitchen preparing and eating megadoses of vegetables. So microgreens offers a great solution that allows you to pack in tons of nutrients in just a small amount. Microgreens such as broccoli, kale, mixed greens can provide up to 40 times the nutrients of their mature counterparts. So think microgreens versus a whole head of broccoli or a whole head of kale. Some of the top nutrients that you'll find in microgreens include your antioxidants, such as vitamins A and E, beta-carotene as well. And these are great for fighting aging, fine lines and wrinkles, and also cancer fighting. They have vitamin K and minerals, which are great for bone strength, lots of fiber, and detoxifying sulfur compounds. And again, you just need a very small amount of microgreens to get megadoses of nutrients in your diet. So now I want to transition and talk a little bit more about the growing process of microgreens. So this is where I'm going to bring Mindy in. There's two different methods for growing, at least that I'm aware of. And your traditionalist will do more soil-based growing. But new on the spectrum is the hydroponic scope, where microgreen farmers will grow in water versus soil. So Mindy, you want to talk more about that and what you prefer, what you find is more nutrient dense, and kind of a little bit more about what microgreens are and the stages of growth. And then...
So with microgreens, like you said, there's really are two main ways of growing. We have soil and hydroponic. Some of the pros for working with soil is that it's ready to go. So all farmers have to do is they put it in their tray, and then they plant their seeds, and they don't need to add anything to it. They'll just water it regularly, and that's all. Some of the cons of this could be we're a worldwide directory, and some places might not have good quality soil on hand all the time. So with hydroponics, water is more readily available. We need water to drink, so they'll have water for their plants. The difference between like microgreens and sprouts will be in a jar, and they will soak in the water, and they'll absorb the water that way. Microgreens are actually in a tray still that the seeds will be on top of. And so they're not sitting in the water. They're not soaking. So this helps with like contamination. Microgreens won't have the same contamination as sprouts. So you have sprouts will grow first. And then you have microgreens as the next stage. They are usually harvested between 7 to 21 days. So pretty quick. So a lot faster than your typical farming. Microgreen farmers can start new trays every day so they can have new greens fresh and available daily. These are great because they're available year-round. Most people will grow them indoors, and so they're very climate controlled, very predictable with how they're going to turn out.
That's wonderful. Thank you for breaking that down for us. And I think that is important to note as well. Microgreens look very similar to sprouts, but they are, as Mindy suggested, a different stage of growth. You'll have sprouts first, then microgreens, then baby microgreens, and then the mature counterparts, say a head of broccoli or head of kale. So just note that when you're in the grocery store looking around and determining whether to buy those sprouts or microgreens. And as you said too, important to note that sprouts do tend to harbor a lot of bacteria. So microgreens kind of nip that in the bud.
Yeah. Another difference with soil and hydroponic is that your water ones, your hydroponics, you'll be adding nutrients to them usually to help them germinate and to get that big, beautiful leaf that we're always looking for. Soil, the nutrients should already be there, and so they won't be adding the nutrients into the soil. Some farmers do, but this would be a great question when you are talking to farmers. Just ask them, like, hey, how do you grow your microgreens? And do you add nutrients? If this is something that you're worried about, they can give you the specific nutrient that they use, and you can go home and do a little bit more research. The nutrients, if they are adding it, will be diluted for microgreen stage. Sometimes we use nutrients. It just depends sometimes on the seed, if they're getting to that full stage that they should be.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thanks for clarifying further for us. So where do you find microgreens, right? You might be, again, new to this whole world of microgreens and wondering how you can get started with them right away. Well, chances are you've walked by them at the grocery store many a times before. They're typically located in the produce department in the refrigerated section right next to, say, the sprouts. And you just have to look for microgreens. And once you buy them the first time, you'll kind of know what to look for moving forward. You can also find them at your local farmer's market, or we have Mindy here, who is a great resource to connect you with microgreens farmers that are local to your area. So if you want to talk a little bit more about the Microgreen Directory, and again, we will drop the link below so you have direct access to this great resource. But let's hear a little bit more about how this works and how the consumer can so easily find microgreen farmers that are right in their back door.
Yeah, so we came up with the idea for Microgreen Directory because on our farm, we were always getting messages and texts from other people in different cities, different states saying like, hey, I'm looking for these, but since they're out of my area, I had no way to help them. So with Microgreen Directory, what you can do is anybody can come to our website, enter in their zip code, and their closest microgreen farms will appear. So this is great for chefs, caterers, but our main clients are individual people. So a lot of our farms, they offer subscriptions where you can go on, you can talk to them, and they will deliver monthly or weekly or bi-weekly as often as you would like them. And these are going to be grown for you. So they'll be harvested that morning, and then they'll either do a pickup, or a lot of them will offer delivery. Since all our farms are individually owned, it'll just depend on how the farm does things. But this will be something that another great question to ask them.
Great, great. Yes. And truth be told, the reason that we encourage you to shop at local farmers markets or source microgreens from local to where you are is that they will be fresher. They will be picked that day or the day prior. And that means they'll be more nutrient dense. So you'll even get more bang from your buck than the traditional microgreens that might be sitting on your grocery store shelf for weeks at a time. Now to how do we love to use microgreens and incorporate them into our diet? Well, I personally love to throw them as a finishing touch on things like soups and salads, wraps, sandwiches. And more recently, I've been loving sourdough bread with a little bit of an avocado schmear, making an avocado toast, a little everything but the bagel seasoning, and then just topping that off with microgreens. It's a beautiful pop of color. And then again, just packing in all of those nutrients to really maximize the foods that we're eating and ensuring that we are getting vegetables in as many meals as possible, especially for that busy bee who just doesn't have time for the meal prep. Mindy, what's your favorite way to consume them?
So they're great for garnishes, but we also love adding them in our smoothies, and we love mixing them with things like guacamole, where you wouldn't expect these fresh greens. So it can be kind of a way to even trick your kids a little bit to having some greens. And really, they're just great for grab and go. You just keep them in your fridge, and then whatever you're eating, like if you're having eggs that morning, you just grab some in your fridge, put some on your eggs, and it's instant greens. You don't have to eat a whole salad. You don't have to even go to the store, and make sure you always have greens in your fridge because they'll always be delivered straight to your home. They're really versatile. We put them in our kids' sandwiches, and since a lot of the flavors are pretty mild, then the kids don't really care. They don't really pick it out as much, and they're smaller. So they're not eating like this big, huge chunk of leaf in their sandwich and complaining about it. So one thing that's unique about microgreens is they do have a variety of flavor profiles. So if you've ever tried pea shoots at like your Thai restaurant, then you've noticed that they taste just like a pea. Something like a radish, they'll have a little bit of a heat spice, the same that you would have from a radish bulb. You'll have that flavor in your radish microgreen. It's pretty amazing.
Yes, yes. I've seen clients actually throw the microgreens into their smoothies, and I wonder how that works because some can be so overpowering, especially your farmers that you're connecting people to, picking them fresh and then eating them right away. So potent. So do you find that you have to use a lot of tropical fruits to kind of dilute that, or do you just use very small amounts in the smoothies?
If you're using something like kale or broccoli, they're not going to be too overwhelming. But if you're using something like radish, you will get a little bit of that heat in your smoothie. Yeah. And you'll want to add some more fruits, mangoes or something to help even that out. Unless you like it, then you're set.
Right. Okay. Good call. Thanks for joining us today. Mindy, thanks for being here with us and sharing so many wonderful details about Microgreen Directory and just kind of breaking down the growth stages, how you use them, how you find them. So much good information here. As you all know, at Tailored Health, I am all about helping busy people find simple solutions to be healthy on the day-to-day. They don't have time to be spending, perhaps hours to be spending on meal prep or at the grocery store. So where can you get your most bang for your buck if you are to take on some simple habits? Adding microgreens to your diet is a great place to start. But if you're interested in learning more, sign up for my email list so you stay connected. On Instagram, I am constantly posting videos that are sharing tips of the day. And then I will drop Mindy's link below so you can get connected with Microgreen Directory. If you liked this video, if you like this new formatting of more of an interview style, drop me a like below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and we will see you soon. Thank you again, Mindy. It was great to have you and I can't wait to talk to you again. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.